Oh, what's up? It's Jermaine. I'm just gonna talk about making money really fast, and I'm gonna talk about iCracked because there's a bunch of startups out there. There's Uber, there's Lyft. Um, in some cities, there's Postmates, there's Instacart. There's TaskRabbit. There's all these like startups where you can make money, off of a cell phone. You just download the app and you could, make money off of the app. But iCrack's a different one because it is an app job, kind of like Uber and Lyft. But this job allows you to actually fix someone's phone, and it's pretty cool. You basically, you know, when you have a cracked screen on your phone, you go to iCracked.com. You fill out, a little information about your phone, like iPhone 6, what color, your name and email, and then a few minutes later, an iTech will call you and schedule an appointment. Pretty cool. I like it a lot. I've been doing it for about 6 months now, and I have a lot of great things to say about it. It's definitely a pretty cool startup. I'm gonna start with the cons about this startup versus other startups. These are the cons. This is not the type of startup where you can easily jump in, like Uber and Lyft. You only need a car. With TaskRabbit, you just basically need hands. You don't even need a car. With Postmates, you need a bike. So certain app jobs are easier to get in. This one, you need about anywhere from $600 to start to $700 for the package, depending on which package you begin with. And you also have to buy parts frequently. So that can be a hassle too, unlike Uber, where you just have to buy gas and keep your car clean and keep, your car maintained. So this one requires you to, you know, have a little bit more money invested into the business, sort of. You're pretty much becoming your own franchise. Now, the cool thing about iCrack is you can make really decent money if you know what you're doing. If you're really good with time management. All right. What I mean by time management is if you if you know how to schedule an appointments, if you know how to meet customers, if you know how to call people and set up your appointments for them to work out best for you, like if you have 4 appointments, you got to be the type of person that can make them work so you can schedule them all at like sort of the same time frame, so you can do 4 appointments in 5 hours instead of 4 appointments in 10 hours. So that can be really difficult. But if you can figure out a way to get your appointments to work well in your time schedule, this can work great for you. This works great part time, I feel. I myself, I've been doing it full time. In my market, I live in near the San Francisco area, and I mainly work in San Francisco every day. The San Francisco market is pretty busy. I'm not gonna say extremely busy because I don't want all of you people watching this video to move here. But yeah, it's pretty busy. I could make this my full-time job if I did a lot more advertisement for myself, which I'm doing more and more. But if you want to do this part-time, yeah, it's pretty good. I would recommend, if you're starting off, I would honestly recommend people start off with the iPhones, because one thing about iPhones versus iPads are a little bit easier to deal with. I mean, out of all the iPhones and iPads I've done, I have screwed up far more iPads than iPhones. And I think I've done like maybe 250 repairs on iPhones, and I've never had to like send one in to have someone else like help me like fix something that I screwed up. Like iPhones are much easier to deal with. iPads, on the other hand, there's a little bit more that can go wrong. And also the trick with iPads is you have to meet the customer twice. You have to pick up the device and then return it back to them. So you want to calculate that time that you spend picking it up and meeting the client the first time, and then you taking it back to your workshop and repairing it, and then also the time that you invest delivering it back to them. So iPads, you don't tend to make as much per hour. But iPhones, on the other hand, those are, you could do a repair. I mean, I've done repairs in 10 minutes before. I don't know how, but every now and then you can run across a phone where you can easily repair really fast. So other times it's taken me 2 hours to repair a phone. Like I've run into this problem, or I have to switch out a screen over and over and over, or it could be a series of problems that could go wrong. But usually, on a good repair, you can get it done in less than 20 minutes, 25 minutes to be more realistic, instead of the whole 10-minute repair I did, which never really happens. But anyway, yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I recommend it. It's definitely a cool skill. Like, you'll learn a lot of cool stuff. You'll learn things that you'll learn how to fix a lot of stuff that people don't know how to fix, so you can make a lot of money. Now, competition, on the other hand, I see waves. Like, sometimes I see a lot of business, and other times I don't see a lot of business because there's new techs coming in. Don't let that scare you too much. Pretty much when you jump on the iCracked, you want to make some money first, and then you want to build up your own clientele. Now, it's easier for me to say that, but that's really what you want to do as an iTech if you want to make this work. Because a few months after you've been a tech, like, this is how it is for me. I don't want to rely on dispatch. Like, I don't want to rely on them. I want people to call me that I've already contacted with, because those people are more easier to deal with. There's someone who knows me. Like, I like to go to the same companies over and over and over. Like, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, and the dispatch, it comes and goes. Like, sometimes you may have all the techs working, and all the techs may want to claim the dispatches. So that could fluctuate with your week. All of a sudden, you're not making as much every week. But that's what happens when you rely on dispatch. Like, dispatch goes up and down. I recommend that, if you do this, be ready to support yourself, and go out, look for your own customers. Like, look for customers everywhere. Like, one thing I do is print flyers. Like, I got flyers here printed. It's got, on the go, iCracked. You can get these from the iCracked website once you become a tech. And it has your number and info on the back. And you can get 5,000 of these, or 1,000. And if you live in areas where there's a lot of mass transit, you can hang out at a bus stop or something, or a subway stop, and just hit up people, because everyone has got a smartphone, and even with iCracked, I mainly specialize in iPhones because I live in the Bay Area, but in other parts of the country, iPhones may not be the most popular phone. Like, honestly, a lot of places, Android dominates. So with iCracked, we do repair Samsungs, like the 4S, the 5S. So a lot of people say, I don't see a lot of iPhones, because recently I was in Hawaii, and honestly, I didn't see many iPhones. I saw a lot of Samsungs. Like, everybody had a Samsung. So, you can hang out at a subway stop or a bus stop and just hit people. I recommend college campuses, because young people, a lot of them, they will break their phone and they just don't know where to get it fixed. And, go to college campuses, just, or if you know a concert that's going on in your neighborhood, and you live in a small town, or you live in a city of 1 million people or so, and a concert, and you know it's going to be a lot of younger people attending the show, you get these flyers and you start putting them on cars, because if they see your flyer, they might call you whenever they break their phone if they don't already have one broken. So I would recommend that. Like, if you want to do it, you got to go for your own customers. Like, the dispatch is good, but don't rely on it. I remember a couple months ago, not a couple months ago, this is about a month ago, I would go to dispatch, and man, it was no dispatches out there. And I was saying to myself, dude, this sucks. Like, I'm not making any money. And then I said to myself, dude, you got to stop worrying about that dispatch. You got to just go after your own people. If you go after your own people, you can control it. If you print flyers, like I print some of these flyers here, you can even get these from the site too. And then what you do is when you go to an office and you do a phone, you just put this up in the break room. And when you put this up in the break room, people can tear your number off and call you. I mean, you got to do stuff like that to get away from the dispatch. Because dispatch is good, but it could be slow. Or you might get, you might get someone who takes them all. Like we had a guy that started a couple of weeks ago, and he would just claim every dispatch. So it was kind of tough. Like, I would go through the dispatches and look through, and I would call ones that he had already called, and the customer would say, "Oh, you're the first person I've talked to." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can come out and fix your device." But there's lots of ways to make money. But yeah, I totally recommend it. And yeah, I'll keep you guys informed. Tell you how it goes. If you have any questions, like, throw them in my throw them in the comments down below. See you guys later. Peace.